our illustrator, Drew Jackson. Let's give him a hand.
How y'all doing? I have a few words I want to say. It's an honor to be here today. I've always dreamed of having a way to show my artwork to the world. Today, that opportunity is here, all thanks to Kimberly D.Worthy. She helped me stay focused, motivated, and encouraged during this project. She has not only encouraged me during the book project, personally, she has encouraged me to be more confident and believe in myself. Kimberly is the best cheerleader ever. I'm sure you all are wondering what inspired me to draw today, and essentially what has me here standing. My first drawing experience was with my parents. While my mom, who I love internally, isn't much of an artist, she was a great stick people doodler, and she helped me by buying me comics and coloring books. Later, she put me in an art program that went on at Clayton State College. I remember when we were doodling on a sheet of notebook paper, my dad could draw heroes with muscles, monsters, and fancy hot rods. My mother bought me color pencils, crayons, and markers every time I asked for them. I also had tons of copy paper that she'd buy, staplers, and countless little Rubbermaid containers to keep all my stuff in. My mom really kept the supplies readily available, and I greatly appreciate her for that. When I would draw with my dad, I tried so hard to draw the same things, but it just never looked as good. I kept drawing and drawing, trying to make an equivalent image. Well, while I was doing that, my father wasn't doing it. As it turns out, my dad was just drawing to have fun, so when I showed my parents pictures of Ninja Turtles, they were way more impressed than I thought they'd be. I think I was about 7 or 8 years old then. I continued to practice drawing, and over time, I could see the improvements. I remember my favorite class and teacher was Mr. Coffey at S.L. Lewis Elementary. He had a caricature of himself in the classroom, and his humor reminded me of Jim Carrey. Thanks to him, I learned how to crosshatch and shade. I still use many of those techniques today when I draw things. I'm also a big fan of graffiti. Don't fret, however. I haven't done any pieces or throw-ups myself. I just admire and appreciate. I adopted some styles, and I've created my own pieces, but on a sheet of copy paper. One of my favorite writers is Sever. He/she has a few pieces around Atlanta. One is near 5 Points train station. Alongside graffiti, I got the majority of my style from illustrators and cartoonists who paved the way for me. Ray Billingsley really gave me confidence. Curtis is a classic comic. Someday I hope to create a comic to stand in the ranks with Curtis. I've always been a fan of comics, but admittedly I was a little more focused on my own projects that I did. For instance, I love the Uncanny X-Men, and I met Gambit personally, but I also like my own comics, and I remember everyone that I ever created. I'm honored to illustrate a children's book for Kimberly because I know it will inspire a kid to draw, and someday they may also illustrate books. The cool thing about drawing is that we artists teach and share simply by creating an image and allowing others to see it. Memory and trial and error are key factors in drawing, and the idea of children drawing things is purely heartwarming. Plus, there's nothing more fun than watching cartoons all day as practice for the next piece of work. In closing, I'm humbled to stand here to such a prestigious group, and I look forward to working with businesses and entrepreneurs on illustrating your projects. A special thank you to each of you.
Let's give him another round of applause. Now, without further ado, we're going to have acknowledgement and presentations from author Kimberly Worthy. But before I take my seat, I would like to say thank you to the Apex Museum. Thank you to Mr. Moore for all the inspiration that you have given to my daughter, all the encouragement that you have given to her. And all I could hear was Mr. Moore, so I couldn't wait to meet Mr. Moore to say thank you. Next person you hear from will be author Kimberly Worthy.
Thank you everybody so much for coming. Before I continue, can everybody please say happy birthday to the Apex with me today? Today, the Apex marks its 33rd anniversary being here on Auburn Avenue. So, happy birthday, Apex Museum. Also, this day is really not about me, it's about appreciation. I appreciate all of you all for coming. I appreciate author Drew Jackson Jr. for illustrating the book. And I also appreciate Mr. Dan Moore Sr. So if you come forward, I just want to give you a small token of appreciation, Mr. Moore. I know you don't like, the attention, but I thank you so much. It's a small token, Mr. Moore.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
She's a very special young lady.
Oh.
You agree?
Yes.
You agree?
Thank you. So I'm just going to give you a brief history on the book and how I came to be author Kimberly Worthy. So actually in middle school, as you can see on the back of the book, this is me. This book started out as a school project that I completed. So I want to tell everybody here that's 12, 7, 5 years old, you do not have to be an adult to write a book. Basically, this book was already written. I just did a few little changes, and here we are today. So in February of this year, I came to Mr. Moore with my manuscript, and I let him see it, and he encouraged me to go ahead and self-publish my book. This book basically is a learning tool for children. It teaches kids different concepts like alliteration, metaphors, and other poetic forms that you usually learn in high school, college, and farther on. But I have it simplified for kids to learn in elementary school and preschool. It's illustrated beautifully, as you can see. It's also a coloring book because kids are going to color anyway. So why not learn something that can help them get ahead in life? I'm really big on literacy. And Mr. Moore has been, to me and my family, a godsend. The confidence that he has instilled in me to go ahead and pursue my dreams, I would like to instill that same confidence in other people coming behind me. So at this time, if anybody have any questions, any kids want to ask me anything, go ahead. Any adults want to ask me anything, doesn't matter. Questions? Anybody want to pursue some type of dream but don't know how to pursue that dream? Now, okay, let me just call somebody out. Destiny. What do you want to be when you grow up? A poet, maybe? That was a beautiful poem. A songwriter? A songwriter. That's great. I'm a songwriter as well. So basically, all you need to do is continue writing poems. Songs are just poems with music behind it. Richard.
Can we expect to see more books like this for the future?
Yes, you can. Actually, this is going to be the first of a soon-to-come series of children's books. And if Drew Jackson Jr. wouldn't mind, if he would like to be my resident illustrator to illustrate my books, I know I put him on the spot.
Definitely.
Okay, that's fantastic. So, anybody else? Tommy?
Yes, just want to make a comment. For those of you who don't know, Kimberly has inspired me to write a book, and I started writing. It's a Christian book. When I was going through some trauma in my life, dealing with illnesses and different life struggles, and she gave me some words of encouragement. And some of you probably heard Ms. Worthy say the words, "It's okay to be concerned, but not consumed," and that is the name of the book. So she's encouraged me, along with her mother, to write a book. So I'm very happy about that.
Yay. Yes, I'm all about positivity. Those who know me personally, I have some of my close personal friends here. They know I'm about positivity. So if it's drama and negativity, do not bring it my way. So a lot of kids, you all need to adopt that attitude. A lot of the television shows and reality shows, it's just bringing drama and negativity into your life. Sometimes it takes for you to be alone, for you to realize what it is I'm to accomplish. Why am I on this earth? Because we all have a purpose. So you have to find your purpose, and nobody can tell you what that is but yourself. And this is the age to do it. You don't want to wait till you get older to try to find your purpose. Although you can find your purpose at every age, it's easier to start young and grow from there. But for my adults who still are looking for your purpose, don't give up. I don't care if you had a job for 25 years and lost it and don't know what to do. That may have been the reason you lost your job, for you to find your purpose. Do you, whatever that is. If you want to be a dancer, a singer, actress, like my mom said, I've never been the conventional type of person. And every time I would tell one of my teachers at school, they would be, Kimberly, what are you talking about? You have to do this, you have to do that. But you have to do what makes you happy. Now, I do believe in getting an education. I graduated from Savannah State University in 3 years with a bachelor's degree. I went straight through because I knew what I wanted to do in my life. I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I didn't want to spend my whole life in college. So I went through, got my education, and started my career. And so I encourage you all to stay in school, get good grades, go to college, or do what it is that makes you happy. But definitely graduate high school. Definitely. I always know that jobs are not guaranteed, only the jobs that you create for yourself. So I want you all to just be self-motivated, be your own biggest cheerleader, and yeah, live life to the fullest. Thank you.